After 2 smaller tests, Legends of Runeterra, the League of Legends card game, will go into open beta on January 24. Riot Games announced the open beta date on Sunday morning, as part of an ongoing celebration of the start of League of Legends' 10th season. Every account will be reset as soon as the open beta begins. That is the last time, according to Riot, that accounts will ever be reset. That means anything you decide to buy or manage to earn during the beta will be yours forever. The new open beta will include quite a few changes from the previous 2 versions of the game. There will be a brand new ranked mode, which lets players progress and improve from Iron rank at the bottom of the ladder all the way up to Masters, where you can prove you're one of the best Legends of Runeterra players out there. The beta will also include a friends list, and the ability to invite those friends to one-on-one challenges. There will also be new boards and guardians for players to get, as well as a patch that's set to change more than 20 cards, according to Riot. Every player that participates in the open beta will gain access to an exclusive Moonstruck Poro Guardian. Legends of Runeterra is set to be released sometime later in 2020 on PC. There's also a mobile version of the game on the way, which should also come out in 2020 and have cross-platform play, according to Riot. Fable Valley is a mobile MMORPG out now on Android. It's a mobile MMORPG from a game. Reviews aren't super great right now, but it's got most of the PvE and PvP systems you'd expect from a F2P title like this. It also has some interesting wedding mechanic. The game throws you into the world once you decide between the female and male character. You'll be prompted to tap the quest log, which then makes your character automatically walk, fight and talk to NPCs to finish this quest. You can also choose to do everything manually. The game offers clean 3D graphics alongside with cool sounds and visual effects. You can join battles and participate in team dungeons or challenge bosses with your teammates. This game also offers a robust social system. Bond with your friends online, form relationships and get involved in weddings. It is an auto MMORPG, and runs on its own. Compared to similar games, you level up quite fast. Draw Chili is a 2D action game that, despite having a story based around hell, is actually quirky and bizarre. It is now available for mobile. Set in Purgatory, Draw Chili follows the story of a guy named Vladimir, a servant of the Horsemen of Apocalypse, though they are portrayed to be a lot nicer than you'd expect. His mission here is to find individuals who have been sent to Limbo rather than Hell by mistake and then bring them back where they're supposed to be. There are 10 characters to find in total, and they'll function as bosses throughout the game. Naturally, before you get to meet them, you'll have to fight your way through their minions first. Thankfully, Vladimir does have his own army to help him out. For there you'll battle across the game's various stages, all of which is part of a massive elevator, and unlock additional abilities as you progress. This elevator is actually your city too, and so you'll be able to upgrade it as you progress through Purgatory. You might come across several chickens here and there, and collecting them will unlock new members for your squad as well as other NPC assistants. Additionally, it'll also grant Vladimir new skills to overcome his enemies in new ways. For instance, there's a massive pink worm capable of reducing enemies' speed, leaving them vulnerable and helpless. Draw Chili is currently available right now for both Google Play and the App Store. This is a premium-priced app with no in-app purchases. The PC game Slay the Spire is currently going through quality testing ahead of the mobile release. If you haven't heard of it, Slay the Spire is a card-based roguelike that challenges you to battle your way up a tower with one of 3 different characters. Each character has its own unique set of cards, and you'll build your own deck out of cards you pick up along the way through combat and events. The mobile port of Megacrit's mega hit Slay the Spire is definitely one of the most highly anticipated ones of this year. The roguelike card game originally launched for PC in 2017, where it received tons of praise from critics and players alike thanks to its incredibly addicting gameplay and clever systems. Nevertheless, that the port is still good shape is still a piece of exciting news, given that Slay the Spire is one of the best, if not the best, roguelike card games available on the market right now. With its massive collection of cards to unlock, several playable characters, and virtually countless ways to experiment, it is the kind of game you can invest 100 hours into. So far there is no release date announced, but it should be somewhere this year. Super Mecha Champions adds 2v2 GVG mode and Spring Festival skins. NetEase's Super Mecha Champions is a mecha-filled battle royale title that was crowned Google Play's Best Innovative Game of 2019 in Thailand and Indonesia. The new update adds the action-packed GVG mode. This is a 2v2 mecha fight that requires players to select 3 mechas for the team. If your mecha's health drops to 0, it'll be booted out of the round and replaced by a new pilot summon mecha. Victory can be achieved by destroying your rival's entire fleet, which is probably easier said than done. The mode aims to challenge the player's ability to successfully prep for battles and operate their mechas with great skill. Spring Festival skins are also now available to collect. These premium skins are contained within the Spring Festival Special Edition Lucky House. You'll find Super Mecha Champions available for download now from both the App Store and Google Play as a free-to-play title. Extraordinary Ones, NetEase's anime-inspired MOBA, is available now for iOS and Android. NetEase's anime-inspired 5v5 MOBA, Extraordinary Ones, is available now for both iOS and Android. This follows a successful pre-registration campaign in which over 150,000 people pre-ordered the game. The game itself is set in a place called Esper City where monsters, humans and supernatural beings coexist. It's also home to a school called the Grand Academy where students are taught the art of tactical combat and regularly battle each other within its grounds. It's all deliberately over the top, drawing inspiration from a wide variety of anime tropes and oriental mythologies for its roster of characters. There will be 36 of them available to try out on launch, with more set to be released on a weekly basis. For instance, this week's newest hero will be a ninja called Momin, who'll be an attack damage-focused hero. Once you've chosen which of those heroes you want to try out, you'll head onto a 3-lane MOBA setup where the aim will be to destroy your opponent's towers until you destroy the main one, which is called the Principal's Office in this case. It's certainly a nice-looking game, with plenty of bright colors and a comic book aesthetic that looks pretty cool. I'm all for zany characters too, so when I learned there's a maid witch hybrid who uses a mop like a magic broom and has a frog sock puppet accompanying her at all times, I was always at least going to give this a try. But it faces tough competition in the MOBA realm. Extraordinary Ones is available now on the App Store and Google Play. It is a free-to-play game with in-app purchases. Miden Tower is Kemco's latest mobile JRPG release and out now on Android. If you like retro-themed RPGs, you can't really ever go wrong with what the studio has to offer, and it pushes out new stuff fairly regularly too. Its latest product is titled Miden Tower, and it is available for both Android and iOS right now. The gameplay itself will involve 3v3 turn-based combat taking place on a grid-based field. Players will have access to various skills such as summoning golems or buffing allies with stat boosts. Aside from that, there are more than 100 passive abilities to unlock to power up your characters. Each level of the tower has a different biome, so it won't just be a boring trudge through dark corridors. This is a magic tower, remember. You'll also recruit even more companions along the way, who will help you on your journey. These include Mage MIA, Warrior Gruff, and Layla, a magical wall. Another thing to note is that Miden Tower does come with controller support at launch, so if that's how you want to play, you have the option. However, since the game mostly consists of walking around the world map and participating in turn-based battles, touch controls should be more than sufficient here. Miden Tower is currently up for grab on both Google Play and the App Store. It is a pay-to-play game. Teamfight Tactics, or short TFT, by Riot Games launches on Android in March. You can pre-register right now. Of course, the game has been up on PC for several months already, so you can always give it a try there to see if you want to pick up the mobile port. What we do know is that Teamfight Tactics Mobile will support cross-platform plays, which is really cool as you'll be able to join matches with PC players. This means there will be a huge player base to draw from. Last year, it was reported that TFT attracted roughly 33 million players at one point. Riot seems to be putting a strong focus on the mobile platform this year. In addition to TFT, we're also expecting Wild Rift, League of Legends mobile version that was redesigned to fit the touchscreen. And then there is Legends of Runeterra, a card game that also looks extremely promising. Teamfight Tactics Mobile is currently available for pre-registration on Google Play and will launch in mid-March for both Android and iOS. It'll be a free-to-play game with in-app purchases. At this point, it's uncertain how Riot will implement the optional buying mechanics. Pascal's Wager, the ambitious 3D Souls-like game built for mobile, is now available for iOS. If the term Souls-like means nothing to you, I can instead tell you that Pascal's Wager is a hard-as-nails third-person RPG that sees you exploring a Lovecraftian world of foul beasts and spreading mutations. You will take on nightmarish enemies and bosses as you work to level up and craft improved equipment. Enemies hit hard, but you'll have multiple characters to switch between to balance out the challenge. Each of these heroes has their own combat style and upgrades, keeping the fights fresh and helping to set Pascal's Wager apart from its most obvious inspiration, which is the Dark Souls series. It takes a ton of inspiration from Dark Souls, the beloved ARPG, including the campfire mechanic, stamina-based combat, and interconnected levels with shortcuts aplenty. It is a solid 3D Souls-like that works surprisingly well on mobile. It also supports controllers, which is the better way of playing it. Simply put, be sure to use a controller if you can.